Welcome back, trainers. So we're over here on Kevin's Twitter, and we are about to begin the Mewtwo month. Even over a month. We're at like 33, 32 days for Mewtwo. So 3-hour timers. That sounds about right. Considering they're super OP, that's not the point. It's just a Mewtwo. So the longer the raid times, the less opportunity you have to get as many as you can. So unless you have a lot of gyms in your area, you'll be limited to how many you can do. Alright, so anyways, let's move on to the next piece of information here. So I hope you TM'd your Mewtwo's to get Shadow Ball if you've already received them before. And now you have that nice legacy move on Mewtwo, Shadow Ball. Also Hyper Beam if you want that. Maybe if you have a couple just hanging around, you didn't even need to TM them. That's personally what I had to do. So let's go ahead and take a look at another piece of information here. Okay, Deoxys, they didn't say anything on when that's coming out or anything much, did they? That's fine. It's going to be great. So here you go. You have until today by 1 p.m. PDT, that's a few more hours, to TM that Mewtwo before they arrive in the EX raids. So yeah, that's the thing you should do. Let's go ahead and head over into Pokemon Go, take a look at mine, and discuss some counters and strategies that you might want to do during Mewtwo month. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out this news once again. So we have Mewtwo. Here we go. September 20th, 2018, 1 p.m. PDT until October 23rd, 2018, 1 p.m. PDT. So we're having over a month of Mewtwo, right? Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at my Mewtwo's here. And then we're going to go over counters. So you can see, it's not like you need to see them again. Just going to show you that I changed my main one, Shinobi, to Shadow Ball, so I'm not bluffing here, because it's going to be a legacy, and they're going to be releasing another Psychic move that's going to be better than Psychic itself, Psy Strike. Now, yes, the numbers pointed towards it being not that great, but I mean, I don't know. That would make no sense for them to release another move. It's a literal signature move to be worse than Psychic. That makes no sense. So I have hope Niantic's going to fix that or do something with the numbers, the cooldown. The percentage of how strong it is fantastic, but it's a matter of the cooldown. That's the whole problem. Anyways, let's go ahead and discuss the counters right now. And I even set up the teams here. So I actually had to set that Pokemon. I just called it Focus Blast, and then we have Shadow Ball and Psychic. Now here's the thing about Mewtwo. If you're going in there and you know that it's going to be Focus Blast, it's going to be picking your Gengars and your Mewtwo's possibly with Shadow Ball and things like Ho-Oh and Moltres, because they're going to be resisting that Focus Blast, at the same time doing neutral damage to Mewtwo. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the Shadow Ball and Psychic team. So what is going to be resisting those moves that is actually going to be super effective to Mewtwo? That's going to be Dark type. So first up, it's going to be Tyranitar, Bite and Crunch. Now you could line your team up with these. As long as it doesn't have Focus Blast, all you really need is Tyranitar, Bite and Crunch. If you're not looking for a challenge to challenge yourself, if you're not looking to get excited about the battle, then I highly recommend that you just go in there with Tyranitar's Bite and Crunch and simply just do that, and you'll be perfectly fine. Now for let's see, I mean, if it had Shadow Ball, your Mewtwo's are going to get hurt. Let's be real, it's gonna destroy you. You can dodge the first one if you have over 50% health and you're not into the yellow yet without getting Shadow hit, and not worry about it. Now if you have more health than that, you dodge and you get Shadow hit, hey, don't blame me. Alright, I'm just, usually if you have over half health, you can dodge without the Shadow hit. Next, with Shadow Ball and Psychic, which Pokemon would you want to use? Now typically I would just literally line it up with Gengars and Mewtwo's. I'm not a fan of Tyranitar. I mean, I am, it's kind of too easy at this point. I've done many of these raids, as you may know, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, well, that's good, but I don't really want to use that anymore. So anyway, you can throw in your Scizors for sure, because nothing's going to be super effective towards it, which is also going to be nice. Now for the next one, let's go ahead and type in, I didn't mean to put that in, I'm going to put in Dark types here. Dark, There we go. Now you can use your Alolan Muck with Bite and Crunch. Now, I'm going to put that in there, but I'm not going to put it in quite yet. First, I'm going to put Houndour next. Alright? And then I'm going to put Absol. And then finally, the Muck. Alright? So that looks good. This is for the Shadow Ball and Psychic team. Now, if you have one of these Pokemon multiple powered up, whatever's closer to the beginning, set your whole team up with that. So if you have a bunch of Tyranitars, Bite and Crunch, line it up with those. How about Mewtwo's with Shadow Ball? Line them up. And so on. Alright, if you don't have the next line up. And I'm going to interrupt myself really quick here. So this is actually the order of which you want your Pokemon for the Shadow Ball and Psychic Mewtwo. For the Tyranitar, you're going to have Bite and Crunch. Mewtwo, you're going to have Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball or Confusion. Personally, I use Confusion. And you're going to have Absol with Snarl and Foul Play. Houndour, Snarl and Foul Play. Scizor, X-Scissor, and Furry Cutter. And then you can throw in the Alolan Muck if you want. The DPS is very low. That was just a fun little option. If I had to pick something else and I'm, was going to be serious here, Rayquaza. That works, right? Dragon Tail Outrage. Muck is just doing super effective damage, but it doesn't matter. Even at that point, Rayquaza is doing more damage than it. Alright, so there you have it for the actual lineup there in the order. Next one is going to be Focus Blast. Now, if it does have Psycho Cut, this is going to be one of the easiest ones to go up against if you're not using Tyranitars. Now, Focus Blast, Focus Blast, Focus Blast. Personally, I'm going to go in here with, and that's the set I need. We need Psycho Cut and Focus Blast. Could I say that move again? It sounds so weird. First is going to be Gengar, and then you're going to want Mewtwo for sure. Shadow Ball, okay, because it's resisting that move. Right. Next up is going to be, you can use Tyranitar. Totally. I'm just actually going to throw him in there. There you go. Bite and Crunch, third. The thing is, if you get hit, you're done. It's completely over. As far as shadow hits, it happens hard with this moveset, specifically in Tyranitar. So just be warned, it still works. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be with a big group of people. So everybody's just going to be Tyranitar biting away. Not really too much to worry about as far as survivability. You can also use a Gyarados with Bite and Crunch. And that's going to be resisting Focus Blast because it is flying type. Part flying type. Rayquaza is also a nice option. Now I throw in their Groudon, or I would throw in Houndour and Absol, but it's Focus Blast, so we're going to pass on that. And I'm going to try to pick 6 unique Pokemon. Alright, so let's go ahead and go with Scizor as well. Another good option here. There we go. And, finally, what do I want to use? You could put in Dragonite. That's a good option. Lugia. That's not a great DPS option, but it's going to survive quite a bit. If you're looking for an anchor, there you go. There's your Lugia. Which moves? Let's see. Not extrasensory. How does that sound? Alright, so there you have the teams. That's my recommendations for 6 uniques there. And there's many other Pokemon you can use. You can even throw in Heracross with bug moves for Focus Blast. Okay, so now let's go ahead and discuss items and what you want to do. Well, there's nothing really here. Save your rare candies. If you want to dump them into Mewtwo, by all means, go for it. I've personally put 1,000 or more rare candies into Mewtwo's. Yeah, it was great. It's good because I did what I needed to do, powered them up for the past, and did whatever challenges I was trying. And anyways, let's go on to the main thing here. What do you want to use? Like which berries here? I was discussing this about a week ago. And you're going to want to hold on to your silver pineapple berries. If you find one that's like in the 90s or a high IV one or weather boosted, whatever is going on, you're down to your last few premier balls, then go for the silver pineapple berry. That's when you're going to want to use it. You don't want to go for the silver pineapple right away. If you want to test it out, give it a shot, have fun. It's yours. But I recommend you're going to go for golden berries. And then, maybe start off with some pineapples. Give it, see if you can get the extra candies. You know how I go into every single EX raid throwing the pineapple berries, right? Because I'm trying to get those extra candies. And I have all these premier balls, so I have a plenty of leniency to throw at it and see if it'll break out. And maybe I'll catch it with the pineapple. And if it doesn't, after say about 7 or so, then I move on to the golden raz. Now I'm not going to sit here and throw these silver pineapples at the Mewtwo's because I have plenty of them and I have candies already. If I need to invest more Stardust, or should I say rare candies, then I will. And if there is a specific one that I really, really, really want to catch, I'll probably throw a couple at it if it's like say a 98 or 100. Other than that, they're just going to get golden raz and pineapples at first. So there you go. If you have 0 Mewtwo, I highly recommend that you go for depending on how many premier balls you have, go for like 3 pineapple berries. And if it keeps breaking out, then go for a couple golden. And if it breaks out a few times there and you're down to like 3 or 4 premier balls, then go for the silver pineapple berry. You should be good to go after that. All right, trainers? Now for the question that everybody wants to know, when are we going to receive the next wave of EX passes? I personally think tomorrow or the next day, but that's just a real shot in the dark. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get them. Deoxys is incoming and Mewtwo month. Have a nice time, trainers. Thank you for watching.